Sit. This is Huey, and in this video I'm going to go over what I like to call petting with a purpose. Now Huey has bit some people. He's a very cute dog. He's a very happy dog, but he also has the perception that he's in charge of this house. And when people do, that's a good indication. When a dog jumps up on someone, that's a way of saying either you belong to me or I want you to know I'm in charge around here. Now, we often, when the dog jumps up, we pet them. Anything our dog is doing when we pet it is what we're reinforcing. So the dog jumps up and I pet it, I'm saying the best way to ask me to pet you is to jump up on me. You won't enjoy that so much when he's got mud or whatever it is, but he's practicing also telling the human what to do, which tells his mindset, I'm in charge. So in this video, what we're going to talk about is what I call petting with a purpose. Anything our dog is doing when we pet it is what we're specifically amplifying or rewarding. So if I pet him when he jumps up on me, I'm rewarding him for the jumping up on me. So instead, next time, does he nudge you or paw at you when he wants attention from you?
Yes.
So now he's doing for me, now I have treats in my hand, so let me put these treats away because I wanted him to kind of, he was playing with one of the guardians, I wanted him to pay attention to me. So if he's demanding attention and I pet him, I'm telling him, yes, you're the boss of me because when you tell me what to do, I do it. Sit, sit. So when I pet a dog, I like to pet it under his chin. The dog body mechanic of a proud dog is to have the nose parallel to the ground or tilted up. You've probably seen him with the toy around his house, feeling really good about himself, with his nose in the air. Well, if he does things I want to pet him under the chin to create that nose because I want him to feel good about the things I want him to do, like sitting. So let's say he's nudging me while he's already sitting. I'm going to ask him to come and sit over here. Sit. Sit. And I'm saying just the word sit. Most of us talk way too much to our dog. Oh, what a good boy, you sat down. Well, they hear really the first word that we say is the most important word for them. So in that version, I said sat instead of sit, which is a completely different command word. And I said it at the end of the sentence, the place he's going to listen to it the least. So if he sits, you want to pet him, say sit and only sit. Not good sit, not Huey sit, just sit. So what I'm saying is if you want attention from me, sit. You have to do something to earn it. Sitting is also a more subordinate position for dogs. So if it sits, it's kind of not trying to be as authoritative. But if he tells me what to do, that's a leadership mindset. But if he asks me what to do, that's a follower's mindset. So sit, and that's a hand motion I usually use. And I say sit, and I pet him under his chin as much as I want. Now, if you pat a dog on top of the head, nose goes down. So you can pet him here, you can pet him anywhere you want, just never pat on top of the head. Now, once he sits, I can pet him as long as I want, because he's doing something that I want. But if he doesn't sit, within 3 seconds, I'm just gonna lean back, pull out my phone, and do something else. He lost that opportunity to get affection from me. And if you just keep on saying sit, 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 well, she has no authority. She just keep on repeating her process or her command. And I don't lose anything because I can still get it the 19th time she asks me to sit. Well, I say sit once, if he doesn't sit, I lose interest. Well, shoot, I lost that opportunity if we're to stick to our guns. After a while, what will happen is the dog's gonna come up in front of you and sit down, and he was doing this a little bit already, and to prepay for the attention. See if you'll do it now. Too early? Yep. It's probably not the most exciting footage, so I'm going to continue. So basically, I didn't tell him to sit there, but after a while, they'll kind of figure that out. And like I said, they'll come sit in front of you to prepay for that attention because you're saying through your actions, the best way to get my attention is to sit. That will get my attention real quick. Jumping up, I ignore you. I don't correct you. I don't say no because that's a reward that's validated to a dog too. So sit, and then I'm off to do my own thing. After a while, he'll start longing for that. Let's see if you do it now. Sit. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So it'll become more pronounced the more you do this. Now, after a while, like I said, he'll start prepaying for the attention. When he does, make sure you do acknowledge him and pet him under his chin and say sit. Otherwise, he'll go back to scratching or nudging at you. Now, I'm explaining this to a woman in Santa Monica, and she's got a little Bichon on the couch next to her, and she's petting her dog. She goes, well, what if I just want to pet the dog? And I said, well, I'm going to ask you to stop petting your dog real quick while I explain this. She goes, okay. But, I got a little dog because, I like petting dogs. They make me feel relaxed. Like, you're petting your dog. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just until we get done, don't pet your dog, and I'll explain when to pet your dog. She goes, okay. But my doctor also told me that if I pet my dog, it actually helps my blood pressure, and it can lower my blood pressure. You're petting your dog again. 3 times in 15 seconds, me asking her not to pet her dog and her intending not to pet her dog. She involuntarily reached over and pet her dog. So I have a watchword for this. I call it Paycheck. And I see you doing it over there. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to the camera. And so I call this Paycheck. So if somebody comes to the room and sees that I'm petting him like this, they might have suspected, or he's doing this and I'm petting him, they might have suspected I forgot to pet with a purpose. So somebody says, Paycheck. I'm like, sit. waiting for the paw to go down. Sit. So as soon as that paw gets down, boom, I start petting him. The timing is really, really important when it comes to interacting with dogs. So when you jumped up on me, the petting stops. When you sit, the petting starts. And so basically, to answer, so paycheck just means I think you may have forgotten to pet with a purpose. So it'll do a gentle reminder, don't, and I don't know you guys as a couple, some couples will like bicker and have a playful banter, it's part of the dynamic, it's funny. Don't do it around the dog with this, because the dog will think, oh, she's on one page, he's on one page, I can be on my own page too. But if somebody says paycheck and I stop petting, like, ooh, those two are Watusi, I'm the one on the outside. So after a while, and to answer her question, even if you want to pet the dog, still ask it to sit. I want this dog to start thinking, I have to earn affection from the humans. Boy, am I lucky if they give me their attention. And now I have to prepay for it through a currency of obedience. So I'm sitting or laying down. So he's sitting here, ask him to sit here, ask him to lay down. He just has to do something to change his state unless he prepays for it. Now, if you get in a habit of doing it, it'll take you about a month to get in a habit of doing it. And after a while, he'll start getting used to it, and he'll just, like I said, prepay most of the time. But if you get in a habit of doing this, every time you pet your dog, it becomes a micro dog training session. And the great thing about it is you won't even realize that you're doing it. This is how I put a dog into a sit. Sit. So I go in an arc over their head and I keep my hand open with like an arc. Now there's nothing in my hand, but from his perspective, it looks like I have something. So he tracks it. And then I go lower to get him to come to me. Let me fake it out. There we go. And then I go in an arc over the head to get him to sit down. If he dances, I bend at the elbows my way, saying no. And then I lower it and I let him lick it off, and I would tickle him under his chin. Now I'll show you with a treat, that's how you set it up. But after a while, you kind of drop the treat and he at least gets the reward. So I go like arc, he sits, sit, and then I pet him with his chin. And you see he's turning his head to the side. I don't want, I'm chewing. Sometimes I lower self-esteem, like, no, I'm not good. You be quiet. You take that positive reinforcement. That's about the only force that I ever do. But after a while, he'll start feeling good about his sit or his lay down. He's like, you pet him, he's like, oh yeah, I'm the man. You know, I'm little Huey man. Sit, Huey man, sit. But if he has to sit and earn his affection from me, he's going to respect me more. And it's a little micro lesson, like I said, that helps him respect me more each time that we do it. All right, well, this is Huey. Come here, buddy. Sit, sit. This is Huey, and this is what I like to call petting with a purpose.